When we talk about esports, where it all started, everyone's gonna say Dota. It's always known for the International, or TI for short.
Welcome to the grand finals of the International 10. Team Spirit up against PSG LGD Insania. It's a pleasure to have you by my side once again.
Спасибо огромное нашим драфтологам.
欢迎大家收看 TI 刀塔尔国际邀请赛最终总决赛。
Because it offers a really huge prize pool and it's the biggest in the world. That's what every single Dota 2 player is aiming for, becoming the world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the deciding Game 5 here at the TI10 Grand Finals. Team Spirit.
就每个玩家都想赢了一个荣耀吧，因为你赢了就代表你是那一年最强的队嘛。
Ladies and gentlemen, your grand champions of TI.
So for TI10, Oli, our Malaysian player from Team Invictus Gaming, managed to secure 4th place.
Wait a minute, he catches him. Kaka goes down dead, but Blacklight shows up and the BKB is out. The silence is there, Egg afterwards, all the Vici fall in, all dead. Good game, well played. Oh, the IG top 4.
You have, by the way, every other team, 26% win rate with Phoenix across the entire international. You have never lost a game with Phoenix here. What makes you so much different than everyone else?
Not sure, maybe. Maybe my team is better. My teammate is better.
And for nothing to say, he got 2nd place when he was playing mid lane, or position 2 for Team PSG LGD.
You're back on Mira. Mira also to be blown up outside of the base.
This is a stomping we got.
In the minds of these players, it's not about the money, it's all about the title.
I mean, I have never won TI, but I imagine that feeling to be incredibly good. Winning TI is it's life-changing. The amount of money you can win basically solidifies you for life. So I imagine it must feel incredibly good. So very much kudos to OG for winning it twice.
Champions of TIA! It's OG!
Their life is basically set. Outside of the prize money itself, prize money means a lot. Okay? It's a lot of money to be won at TI. Nothing to say in his TI debut in TI10, won 2nd place, only to Team Spirit in a very, very close finals, 3-2. It was a big shame. It was a big shame because they were the heavy favorites to do it. So to be missing TI, it feels like the feeling of missing TI. It feels like you have wasted a whole year. It gives that kind of feeling. You have done nothing the whole year, basically.
We're very lucky. We have one individual who has actually won the international, which was Chuan, back then when he was actually playing for Team Invictus Gaming, or IG, back in 2012.
Stolen, it's not, yes it is! Dandy, no, he gets hit by the 2nd one! And no, everybody, Chuan's low, but Na'Vi players are dying, 3's dead, GG's called! GG is called! IG is your champion for International 2. They're going home with $1 million.
其实 TI2是一个比较奇妙的事情吧，因为一开始我们是不被看好的队伍，而且我们没有被邀请，然后突然间有一个晚上我们突然就被邀请去打这个比赛了。
Here we go, Na'Vi, defending champions.
Anything can happen on the grand stage. This is a best out of 5. There is no advantage.
we are about to dive into game number 1 of the International 2 Grand Finals, East versus West. IG, the Chinese superstars facing off against Na'Vi.
然后其实对我们而言，可以打这个比赛就已经很满足了，因为当时电竞并不发达，结果我们去到那边反而夺冠了，对。
He shows that he's put a lot of effort in every single match that he plays in, and also he's one of the earliest Malaysians to actually play for an esports organization outside of Malaysia during that period of time.
Hugging the Chinese flags come in, the pride on this team, the composure on the big stage. They take down the defending champions, and they come out and they are celebrating the flags being waved.
当你赢了 TI2 冠军之后，在后面 TI3、TI4、TI5 再去的话，就会有压力，因为当时我们其实是一个冠军队，就是大热门，但是我们去到那边反而就发挥不好，只拿了第9名，所以那次冲击太大了，就不想打了。这可能是人性的弱点吧，就是可能你会觉得自己不能输，你会觉得自己高人一等，其实这都是你自己给你自己的压力。
So after Chuan, the only 2 individuals recently, if we put aside Orange Esports back in the days, is definitely Oli and NTS, or should I say nothing to say. Oli, interesting person. He doesn't talk much about his personal life and all that. He's very cheerful. He managed to ensure that he has a good presence as a support player.
我的家庭其实还挺普通的，就是生活还过得去。我是14岁开始打 DOTA 的，然后那时候就是可能有几个网吧比赛，然后我就跟朋友一起去组织打着娱乐玩玩，但是并不是想要去打职业，就是纯粹就是为了爽。然后直到我大学 diploma 毕业的时候，我才开始想要打职业。然后那时候我就父母不是很支持，然后我就让他们给我一点时间，让我尝试1年，但是1年了，其实那1年里面他们是给我生活费的，因为我没有钱。然后1年过后，是没有赚到钱，然后我就说1年时间已经到了，我就说你后面不用给我生活费了，但是我想再尝试打多一下。然后后面其实就是有赢了可能几个小比赛，然后有点钱，然后没钱的时候打代练赚点钱过一下生活。2016年尾的时候，我赢了一个那个叫 Mountain Dew 的一个比赛，那个奖金还挺多的，就是一个人分到来就是有差不多1万。然后那时候就觉得哇，赢了好多钱啊，这笔钱可以用，我已经可以用好久了。2017年尾的话，我就进了 GFAM。就我刚进这个 GFAM 的时候，我就觉得它是一个有公司、有团队，然后有一个系统来支撑我们去训练什么的。我们一起组队，一起5个人打的时候，就感觉我怎么这么厉害？我这个队伍就是不管打谁都能赢，除了就是当时候最厉害的3个队伍，就是东南亚里面3个最厉害队伍，就是完全没赢过。除此之外，就是其他人全部都赢不了我们。
What will happen next? So Beyond Godlike from Q1. Another last hit triple kill. Beyond Godlike GG is called by the Lion and the team. So GigFam will win this one in 23 minutes. Quite convincing. 27k network difference. There's nothing much.
2018年的有个队员离开，我们去了别的队伍。那之后我们的成绩就比较下滑，就没有赢什么比赛。在 GFAM 之后，我的选择是去了一个菲律宾队伍，然后也跟他们签了约。当我第1天到了他们基地之后，就是有人联系我，就是中国的，然后是 IG。
人生只有一次吗？你错过了你会后悔的，这种东西你一定会后悔的，所以去啊！
我当时就考虑了一下子，我就说好，那我就要去 IG 了，因为感觉这个是一个挺大的这个俱乐部。感觉也挺好。
Vision on top of that Tiny. Old 11 looking for another jump up. Gets the hook stop, but it's not enough in the end. IG win the fight.
TI serves as a stamp of approval that you are a good player. So it solidifies your career as a player. So moving forward after TI, you'll be able to find a better team. If you do not stay with the current team, people will definitely look highly upon a TI player.
中国的话待遇肯定会比马来西亚好，因为中国它比较职业化，而且比较有系统，然后竞争力也比较大。只要你打职业了，这俱乐部就会要求你做比较多东西，而且比较有系统，所以会感觉大家都比较强。
我跟他玩过很多 in game and rank games， 然后我觉得他人真的很好，他也不会很像随便挑的、随便 trash talk 对手还是队友，然后很 professional。他成为了职业选手，也赢了第4名在 TI， 但是他也是没有骄傲。
IG top 4. They got a date with Spirit.
Good luck next here from DG. Their opponents throughout the DPC. They're gonna toss.
在 TI 10的时候拿到第4名，其实没有说特别的惊讶还是什么，因为其实只是我们那时候还没开始之前，我们在那边训练的效果就不是很好，就是结果是输了很多。然后但是打起比赛，就是在小组的时候，突然间就猛起来了，而且拿到小组第1，小组打完了就感觉，我们今年应该至少有前2。
Your money comes from salary, which is like rather marginal compared to a winning TI prize money. To be making it to TI is very important, especially for the newer players who have never been there, right? If you're a new player, I think even if you go to the major, you'll be incredibly happy.
Dead, but Blacklight shows up and the BKB is out. The silence is there. Egg afterwards. All the Vici fall in. All dead. Good game. Well played.
Oh. Two teams will continue. IG 2-0. Honestly, like VG had their moment.
赢了一笔奖金，但是我觉得对我自己生活来说，其实改变并不大。
So coincidentally, that same year that NTS was actually becomes the #1 in the leaderboard, it is also that same year that TI10 is about to happen, which offers $40 million, which is a huge amount.
就是我小时候7、8岁就开始玩Dota 1，然后哥哥带我进来玩了，然后过后就转去Dota 2，差不多在15、16岁左右。
在 Pop Song 的时候有一个活动，就是我请一个 Pro Player， 就是 Nothing to Say， 然后跟那些路人，就是来参加 Pop Song 的人，跟他玩1v1，只要那个路人可以撑过8分钟没有死，他就可以获得一个奖品这样子。可是 Nothing to Say 是完全没有输过，然后他投5场的时候，一开始5场的时候他是很认真的，所以不到2分钟对面就已经输到完了这样子。然后到最后一天的时候，奖品都还没有送到出去，我就跟他讲，你今天怎样都要输一下哦。他讲怎样输？我讲你给他活过8分钟哦。过后他就做了一件很变态的事情，他打到他在人家的 tower 下面，拿完人家的兵，抵耐完这些兵，那个人就是站在那个 tower 那边站到8分钟，他就赢了。那个人就很莫名其妙，他什么都没做过，他就赢了，这样子。所以他的实力是完全是另外一个 level 的，在那边是完全浪费他时间的，他应该要去打 TI 的。
Very talented mid laner player, and it's come to no surprise that he gets picked up as position 2 player for PSG LGD, and is notably known as one of the best Tinker players in the world.
He was perhaps the scariest player to play against. His Tinker was out of this world. I felt like when he was playing certain heroes, he actually won the game by himself. Very good player.
Chuan now, this is not good. Nothing to say. Has found himself a Storm Spirit, and this little piggy's going home in a bag.
当那定主席他愿意去做这一步的时候，他已经做好他所有的 mindset 了，他已经 ready to be a pro player 了。
我进eHome的时候是2019年尾，然后当时候是在 Alpha Hashtag 打了1个月吧，然后那个eHome的5号位 Y 他就来找我，我记得eHome那时候的打的也不是很好嘛，没有什么成绩，所以就换了蛮多中单的，然后他们是打算找新人，然后那时候是在那个 leaderboard 还没看到我，是看新人嘛，所以那时候找到了我，然后 所以就这样子进去了。在中国我是唯一一个马来西亚人嘛，然后我进 eHome 的时候，那时候 eHome 有 Y 跟 Fabian 他们是2个 TI 冠军嘛，然后那个小巴也是教练嘛，他也拿过 TI 冠军。是刚进去的时候会有一点紧张吧，打的时候，但是久了就关系都变得比较好了，然后那个就也没那么紧张了。
So in the year 2020, nothing to say, Jin Xiang actually reached 10K MMR. So for any pro players out there, 10K is quite a milestone because not just anyone can reach 10K MMR. In the year 2021, he managed to increase his MMR quite exponentially and he became one of the top players who reached 12K MMR. And also he was known as the #1 on the leaderboard at one point in that particular year itself.
LGD 是 maybe 他们出队了，然后就只剩一个 AMV， 然后2是小巴就跟 LGD 的人聊嘛，就我们4个过去配 AMV。
刚才打个气级呢，兄弟们要不要再来一把信息风水？来，每把都当最后一把。对，每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输，加油！来，3、2、1，是看你需要一个什么样的人跟中单跟你打。就是你觉得你打对面吃力的话少什么东西
？TA 或者 Tinker，
我也觉得都可以想，看你。
TK 可能配右鬼可能好一点吧。如果是配右鬼的话，我就 TK。
有没有自信嘛？没自信打什么自信？
可以吧？那 TK。
干他妈的
！Tinker。我在电竞3年，现在是比较好咯。然后刚进来打职业的时候，新人的话都是那个工资就没有这样高嘛。然后你越打越好，然后你就会得到的就越多咯。但是你要付出的也就越多，一天也对着电脑也是要12个小时吧最少。然后就是眼睛啊、身体啊都会累咯，什么腰酸啊，会有一些问题出现咯，这样子咯。
So 2022, TI11 happened. It was very unfortunate for Malaysia because the best achievement we have is PSG LGD together with Nothing to Say getting 5th place. And of course, in addition to that, there were so many things that actually happened, including the ex-Nova incident.
Royal never give up against it all here. If you're in the Singapore audience, please make some noise for ex-Nova coming out to the stage. He needs your support because, yes, they've had a hard time, but they're not out of it yet. This is their lower bracket best of 1 to stay in the tournament, and unfortunately, the team has been hit by COVID.
我对这一届 TI 应该还蛮失望的吧，因为我们对版本还不是很到位吧，然后是版本的英雄啊，然后打法那些啊都没有到很好，所以就是还是没有打好吧，所以还是有点失望。
But EG, it's just a bit too much. Arteezy now with the chrono in the fountain, and that's all 5 dead, and that's GG well played.
我看到在中国的选手数量慢慢减少，然后也没有什么新人，就跟马来西亚一样，因为马来西亚也没有什么新人，但是外国的话就感觉还蛮多新人。
So when we talk about some of the individuals who went through certain hardships in life when it comes to esports, at the top of my head, the first 2 that comes to mind is Kuza, or should I say Yakuza, and Afik Chi. Afik Chi, he is a PC master race guy. So he's a geek, he's really good when it comes to PC parts and components. He's also very good at playing FPS games. Great FPS player who has expensive peripherals in his home.
My name is Afiq Afzanizam. I am also known as Afiq Chi and I am a full-time content creator. I play PUBG PC and I also play that game competitively in esports. I have to say, growing up, it feels very, very awkward and quite complicated for me. Since I was 5, my mum was sick and she lost her eyesight, so she was fully blind since I was 5, so I needed to take care of her, and it has always been what I have to do for her. I kind of feel that throughout the years, I didn't find the things that I wanted for myself. So I started playing video games when I was really, really young. I've already had a Nintendo console at home where we were playing like Pac-Man, Duck Hunt, so on, and like Mario especially with my dad after those years of the primary school years. So I started to go into PC games. PC games in magazines, I've always bought and look at all the articles. For me, playing games is an escape because I can be someone else. In that world, I can be the hero because I've felt that I wasn't the hero in my story in the real world. So I've always wanted to be someone or be an important figure in my life. I found it in video games and it made me develop this goals to be a better person, a confident person. I was still as motivated as I was because I had to prove to my mom that I wasn't a failure. And like I said, she couldn't be more disappointed than she was. And I actually made her like proud again and again. And even for my diploma, I won the Anugerah Emas. So Anugerah Emas is the most prestigious award in diploma. And I was able to bring my mom and dad on the stage to receive the Anugerah together with me. So that was my proudest moment lah.
Kuza is a good and dear friend to me because he was getting himself into the game PUBG Mobile, getting into a professional team, and try to prepare themselves for the professional circuit like the MPL and more. So Kuza was very humble. He was fairly new. He didn't actually know like how and where to start, but he was a very good player. Managed to bring him a long way into the PUBG Mobile scene because he was a very fun character to see. The people love him. The people love to see him play, and he was actually really, really good at the game.
Membantu sama sendiri Yakuza sekali lagi. Banyak kali Yakuza naik namanya daripada lini Rex dijatuhkan, begitu juga dengan Padang. Satu perkara yang kurang baik untuk pasukan Yudu Gang.
Okay, saya PUBG Mobile pro player di Creed VIP Esport. Okay, so tu tim PUBG M saya lah, PUBG Mobile saya. Ayah saya kerja sebagai polis. Yang saya tahu tahun depan dia akan pencen lah. And then saya punya ibu sekarang menjadi suri rumah full. Okay, salah satu masalahnya dulu masa Kuza main game, ayah dia memang setiap hari marah. Dia kata jangan buang masa, kan, pergi buat benda yang lagi faedah. So ibu dia support. Dia cakap tak apa, teruskan je main sebab ni kau minat kan. Teruskan je. Sampailah satu tahap tu Kuza sampai rasa macam kena do something lah bagi ayah happy. Lepas saya first tournament pergi ke Bangkok tu, itu ayah baru boleh terima. Oh, rupanya game ni dia bukannya satu perkara yang buang masa sepenuhnya. Benda tu ada yang membawakan hasil jugalah.
Let's go, Zaxi. Itu dia. Malaysia telah pun satu langkah ke hadapan.
So the path to professional when it comes to esports is less conventional than a normal job because it's not that easy to get into the professional circuit.
Well, I think it's the same in any sports, not just esports, right? You have to be good at something to make a career out of it. So I think parents are just naturally concerned about that.
Like if you would compare to normal sports, you would see that we have something called abilities in district tournament. If you perform well, you get to the next level. In the state level, if you perform well over there, you head on over to the national level. But for esports, we don't really have that. It's either you perform well in the open qualifiers, which you'll be thrown into a huge group of hundreds of teams, and with hopes that you emerge victorious as the champion or top 5.
Definitely, parents are concerned about their their kids or their children getting involved in esports because there's no good example, right? If you say a few years ago, there's no good example of whether they can make a career out of it. But I think things are changing.
I know that there are some parents might have the stigma of like, oh, okay, we cannot let them touch all this, no, zero. But if you do that, you're also denying the exposure to technology. And that is how the world revolves around nowadays. We cannot think the same as like 20 years ago, whereby technology is not the main thing.
Saya faham, memang betul susah nak meyakinkan ibu bapa yang pada sekarang ibu bapa kita. Tapi kita sebagai seorang gamers, kita perlu orang kata apa, bermula dari kecil. Contohnya, ubah persepsi mereka sendiri terhadap gaming dan isukan. Contohlah sebelum awak main game, awak bantu dulu, siapkan kerja rumah ke, tolong ibu ke dan sebagainya. Bila semua kerja dah selesai, baru cakap, mak saya nak main game.
So as gaming is getting more and more popular, we see a lot of interest in the younger generation who wants to be part of the esports ecosystem. So to name one would be the youngest PUBG Mobile player in Malaysia, which is Yuhai.
I will show you what's the real PUBG dance. You watch me.
Showtime!
First.
Pemain yang ada depan mereka tapi QB. Yohan terjatuh lebih baik.
Usually, right, after school, I grind on PUBG Mobile until like 5-6 a.m. before go to school. Then I sleep for 1 hour. Every day, I sleep for 1 hour. I go to school, sleep every day, same. There is a lot of things that I learned in gaming that I didn't learn in school. One of the things is I've met a lot of friends, older friends. They taught me a lot of things, the way I look in life, my perspective, everything changed. It's not that I'm saying that school is not good. It depends on what you want to do. I would say, like me, I choose myself to go on gaming path rather than study in school because I know that I can do it and I have potential to do it. My dream when I was young is to become a pro player.
Abang saya berjaya untuk meratakan Brunei 1 di tempat yang ke-7. Malaysia 2 ketika ini akan mengganas 10. Mata singkir telah berada untuk mereka. BR11 dilihatkan dari jauh oleh Lamrut. Dan itu bermakna satu lagi mata tambahan untuk Malaysia.
I started to play PUBG Mobile when I was 14 and I got serious to play PUBG Mobile when I was 15. That time, I started my journey play with some small team called Rampage Elementals. My brother pushed me to play with some because my brother see my potential, I think.
Yuhai, very happy-go-lucky. He was smiling. It was very easy to interact and talk with him. And when it comes to playing the game, he is very serious. So usually it's best to get out of his way and not interrupt him when he's playing.
Yeah, I just focus and have my brother back. I become more semangat lah. I started play my first team PUBG Mobile is with Rampage Elementals, known as Rampage Elementals with my teammate. We just play for fun lah. We didn't get any salary. At that time when I first joining Rampage Elementals, my parents is just started to support me lah because of my brother convincing them that, telling them that I have potential to play in PUBG Mobile.
Malaysia 2 ketika ini akan mengganas 10. Mata singkir telah berada untuk mereka. BR11 dilihatkan dari jauh oleh Lamrut. Dan itu bermakna satu lagi mata tambahan untuk Malaysia.
The teacher also know me. The teacher start support me because I did win some tournament when I was in Rampage Elementals. I started to join Team Secret early of 2020. At that time, PUBG is growing. I want to chase, it's part of the journey, like I want to chase my dream. Started joining Team Secret is one of my best journey. It's the biggest opportunity for me to go pro. So that's why I take the offer.
He has training together with his teammates for scrim purposes, and at the same time, he also has his own personal training as well. So this shows that he is being very serious. He's taking this career in the esports ecosystem as something very serious, and he does see a potential future for himself as a professional esports athlete.
Suddenly my manager says that Bigetron offered me to play with them. At first, I don't want to, but I still love playing with my teammate. We started my journey together. Kinda feel like I want to appreciate them, but they all say that it's a big opportunity for me. And who doesn't want to play with Bigetron Red Alien? They used to become world champion. My IGL says that it's better for me to go lah, rather than I stay here. And I just go lah. In Indonesia, esports scene, they are very different in Malaysia because I think their community on esports is very big compared to Malaysia. From Monday to Friday, we got play scrims, and within the days, sometimes we have to meet our psychologist to talk about our problems if we didn't perform or something like.
其实 player 出国 join 别的国家的 team 是一个需要很大勇气的一个举动来的，尤其是 for 比较年轻的 player。
At first, it's quite hard to adapt to Indonesian culture because of the language, and I first time live there alone, live far from my family. It's hard to play with legendary player, I would say. We have very different. The way of our thinking is very different, our perspective, and we need to elaborate more. We need to work together. I learned a lot about Bigetron Red Alien. One of the things is their spirit. The spirit of them is very, very strong. They never adopt themselves.
This is the moment untuk Bigetron Red Alliance. And look at that movement. Mereka langsung bergerak, menyebar, move as a unit. Tidak kasih kesempatan untuk Cryptic dapat maju ke bagian depan. And you, hi boy, benar-benar menjadi jangkar. Sebuah ujung tombak. Knockdown lagi ke arah Senkai. Lazy Boy last man standing. Tidak ada kesempatan bagi Cryptic kali ini. Dikejar semuanya, diburu semuanya. Yuhai melihat, Yuhai menembak ke bagian depan. Lazy Boy masih belum tembakan juga. Groze sakit banget sih dari Yuhai. Bigetron Red Alliance, winner chicken dinner Indonesia.
I think for a player from every country in Asia, if they want to transfer a player, if they think that, oh, this player is very good player, they can just buy or loan the player. Like me, I was the first seed transfer player from Malaysia to Indonesia. I performed very well, and I will show them my true color, my true pure skill, and I will try to beat them as far as I want to.
Yuhai has had a bumpy career. In 2021, Yuhai was a member of the Bigetron Red Alien, but in PMGC 2021, he did not do well. Moving forward to 2022, Yuhai was leased to Geek Them. In order to qualify for 2022 PMGC, Yuhai tried to integrate into a new team and worked hard in the 2022 PUBG Mobile Pro League. MIS GPH fall. Finally, he made it to the PMGC group stage. In the Group Yellow's phase of the 2022 PMGC group stage, Yuhai's individual ability was brought into full.
Now we do see a lot of teams or organizations having multiple nationalities coming together to play as a team, going for tournaments, world stages, and so on. And I think that this is something that we should expect as well. And this is a healthy growth.
I don't think it's common enough right now to actually have players from other countries to play for a different country's team. Although we get to see players like Matoy, coming to Malaysia and play for Team Secret, and then we see Yuhai from Malaysia playing for Bigetron Red Aliens at one point for Indonesia. But I think it's not common enough. But I believe in the future, probably we will see more of this.
Dan juga player-player Malaysia pun ada juga yang keluar daripada Malaysia dan bertanding dekat dalam MPL Indonesia dan sebagainya. So, dia adalah satu impact yang positif yang kita nampak di mana organisasi tahu apa kelemahan yang ada dekat dalam diri mereka dan tahu macam mana untuk nak improvekan team mereka lah. So, untuk MPL punya region semua, kita buka kepada setiap pasukan untuk ambil player-player daripada different nationality, tapi kita capkan kepada 80% of all of those players perlu daripada Malaysia ataupun perlu daripada setiap negara yang dia represent lah.
We do see more professional teams, right? And when you say professional teams, it means that players are playing full time, which means that they can be earning money for it. They can be building a career out of it.
I think it's common already to have an underage player because teenager they only focus on one thing, one goal, and they have a very good eyes to play.
We are at the age where we cannot deny technology from the young at this point. We look at the young as like 5 years old, 3 years old, already having a tablet in their hand, already playing with their tablet, playing with their phones.
Is that why there are a lot of, under 18 who are interested in esports. We can't really answer why kids or teenagers like video games. But what we can do is to provide them a healthy platform. There is no point of just competing amongst your peers at home or at cyber cafes with no end result. You compete in a proper tournament platform, you grow your skills, you grow your career. You have basically another career option down the line as well for you and your family.
Esports player really started at a young age because they influenced the Malaysian bringing to them. For mobile gaming, whatever it is, PC and all, same thing only. We, ecosystem of esports, each person have their own roles to penetrate them that how to become casual gamer and professional gamer. You have to really express them to them. What's the negative part, what's the positive part. 16, 17, 18, 19, this is where the young age brain really active, They're really thinking out of the box. We need that, but we need people to guide them. We are the person to influence all these teenagers to have a proper training program and to proper understand about esports. If not, everyone will be diverting into a really bad habit of playing games with a toxic kind of environment,
Tapi bagi saya, nasihat saya adalah walaupun awak pemain profesional ke pada umur yang muda, awak tetap kena ada balance sebab awak tak tahu macam mana future tu akan jadi. Malah dekat dalam MLBB esports ecosystem, bagi saya banyak player-player yang ada degree, even one of our ex-casters kan, dia ada 4 flat dekat dalam education dia. Bagi saya untuk main game yang kompleks macam MLBB ni perlukan daya minda yang kuat. Tahu sebab MLBB ni adalah satu strategi game.
So I think if you haven't heard it, TAR UMT has started creating an esports curriculum for students who are interested to actually learn about esports.
In 2020, during the MCO, our students are not allowed to come back to campus. So in TAR UC that time, co-curriculum is a compulsory subject for our diploma and degree students. So since all the teaching and learning are done online, so we have limited choice for students to come back. Because, for example, in the campus we have 20,000 students. So to cater for the needs of the students, not all the students they want to take co-queue badminton online. So they feel quite not so much of funds. So that's why we are looking into what are the curriculum that we can produce. So that's why the idea of esports come about. In 2022, we launched the esports co-curriculum courses. We opened the class. I think the class is taken up. We have one Hero Esports Arena. Inside the arena, we have 40 sets of computer, and we hope one day one of our co-curriculum classes we can conduct in the Hero Esports Arena.
How educational institutions can actually help these young students to actually balance themselves is that basically they need to educate, they need to show the realistic world, the challenges of esports. Because yes, we always talk about how esports can earn money and all that, but there needs to be a realistic alignment to even students okay, that is probably the 1%. 99% of people don't make it. So what happens if you don't make it?
Platform tu dah ada. Cuma mungkin mereka tak tahu ke mana.
Even kami di kementerian, kami tak menyediakan platform untuk kerjaya tersebut, tetapi kami sebagai jambatan, bridge, membawa talent ini ke mana hala tuju mereka.
I think having a career in esports is something different, and that's where you see parents starting to see that I can maybe, my children can make a career out of it.
Why don't you just explore yourself? Mungkin if you tak ada rezeki become a pro player, you ada talent yang lain.
Ada mendapatkan 2 kill untuk underdog team menang di sini. Ya, begitulah dia tim Godzilla, begitu dahsyat kali tim yang ada 3 orang. Perempuan. Dan game sudah pun tamat, Janda Hunter.
I believe that it's very normal for people to think that the first career that comes to mind when it comes to esports is definitely becoming an esports player. But people fail to understand that beyond becoming an esports player or athlete, there are other career opportunities that's available within the esports ecosystem. So some of the examples of careers that you can actually get into within the esports ecosystem is becoming a team manager, esports manager, or even a coach.
My opportunity to become a team manager came quite surprisingly. Team Malaysia was forming back then, and they needed a manager then. So yeah, I was working for them part-time as a manager until the International 5 when I finally transitioned into a full-time manager. Back then, Team Malaysia has been acquired by Fnatic. Coming into the team manager role, I already knew that basically I'm their daddy.
What? I feed you guys, man. That day, I cooked 18 chicken right now.
And I just have to kind of handle everything. My job is to make sure that they just have to sit on their chair and play the game. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, nice one.
No one touch it. Everything here includes, buying the food, making sure they eat properly, they sleep. These are, I would say, calling it the nanny job lah. Every manager will have to go through this phase where they have to do everything for the players. Esports definitely a very cruel world. Your job security is in general kind of low, especially if you are new in the scene or you're not, perhaps not up to par, like kind of there but not there like that.
Proud of my team.
How about for you? Are you happy? How happy are you?
No, not happy yet. I need to win major. Still not complete.
Anybody can be removed anytime. It's just what it is, right? And there's never a good way to say it.
So if those options are not the ones for you, there's also a lot of other options out there. Just to name a few, we have prop makers, you can try cosplaying, or even becoming a caster yourself. And beyond those being mentioned as well, there's also opportunity for people to actually do different kind of businesses with esports. For example, just to name a few, we also have the Sem9 Senai Hotel. And of course, you can also create your own animation gaming studio as well. Sem9 Senai Hotel is the first ever esports hotel in Malaysia. Interesting enough, who knew that you can actually expand your business in esports in a hotel, and it is equipped with high-end PCs, the latest models of consoles for any form of esports activities to happen within the vicinities of Sem9 Senai Hotel.
就其实电竞对普通人来说，可能就是打游戏，他们只是一群打游戏的人。其实电竞选手跟运动员其实没有什么区别，因为除了你要训练之后，你也要想战术去打对，怎样去应对你的对手。而普通上班族，你可能朝9晚5，下班之后你就可以去 happy hour， 你可以去喝酒，可以跟朋友出去，可以跟家人出去。但是我们电竞选手，如果集训的话，就只能住在训练营里面，不能出去。然后有些更严格的是，你上班时间、你训练时间，你不能玩手机。
因为选手其实16、17岁，很年轻，他们可能都不知道自己会面对什么东西，他们就是想要来打 game 而已。所以我就必须让他们知道，其实电竞它真的不是在打 game， 它真的是一个职业。
目前呢，这一批选手呢，也是我认为实力其实是很不错，而且愿意去 commit 的这一班选手，因为他们其实在这段时间的成绩也是很不错，就是拿到全国冠军之类的，所以都是马来西亚最顶尖的一批选手。
我是很享受这个过程的，很享受去训练嘛。
从开始到现在是有很明显的进步的。
我们下一个比赛是东南亚运动会啦，是一个非常，对我来讲是一个非常重要的比赛。
差不多2年这样子的职业，我都没有去过一个真正的大舞台，去那边感受一下那个氛围，去那边感受一下那些拿下赢下那个比赛的那种感觉。
2019年的SEA Game 很遗憾嘛，我们没有拿到，就差一点。但这次我相信我队友都很有信心，包括我自己都很有信心能拿到牌。
我对SEA Game 的比赛其实是蛮有信心的。
未来你会遇到的挑战其实还会有更多的，你不只是要当好教练教的工作，你还要负起指导他们，不然你是他们人生中的导师啊，对我来说。
Xin chúc mừng đội tuyển Malaysia, người có tấm vé có mặt tại.
This kind of leads to a convergence between esports and also pop culture.
I think MPL was the catalyst for the growth, I think, for the whole ecosystem for mobile esports.
Is M series going to be back in Malaysia? I really don't know.
要去推进女子电竞这一块，还是必须要有更多的比赛进来。
This not just about playing game, dia juga adalah ekosistem yang besar.